South Africa, the land of gold, great weather and apartheid. For nearly 50 years, the country ran one of the most brutal and ridiculous systems of legalized racism the world had ever seen. Like, this should be satire, but it's real levels of messed up. But how did we get here? Who thought this was a good idea? And how the hell did it become law? Buckle up. Let's talk about how apartheid started and how South Africa almost broke itself trying to stay divided. First off, apartheid didn't appear out of nowhere. South Africa already had a long, messy history of colonizers making the rules. The British and Dutch had been arguing over who got to exploit the land since the 1600s. And by 1910, white South Africans created a government for themselves. Then came the Natives Land Act of 1913, a law that gave 7% of the land to the black majority, and everything else to white people. Segregation was already real, in housing, jobs, schools, you name it. But in 1948, things went full dystopian social experiment. Enter the National Party. Their slogan? Something about Christian values and safety. But let's be honest, it was basically, keep South Africa white and keep the rest silent. They win the 1948 election, and within months, apartheid becomes official government policy. Like, they literally created a political system based on skin color. Imagine a DMV, but every line is segregated, and the police arrest you if you're in the wrong one. Now here's where it gets wild. The National Party passed a buffet of bad laws faster than you can say human rights violation. Population Registration Act, 1950. Every person had to be racially classified, like by government officials. Group Areas Act, 1950. People were forcibly removed from homes based on race. Towns were bulldozed. Pass laws. Black South Africans had to carry internal passports to move, work, basically exist. Oh, and interracial relationships? Totally illegal. Because apparently, love was also a threat. So, what made a government go full control freak on its own people? Let's just say they weren't exactly brimming with confidence. The white minority held the power, but not the numbers. The black majority made up the workforce, built the cities, ran the economy, but had zero say in how the country was run. And when you're sitting on a pyramid built upside down, you don't sleep too well at night. So, instead of fixing the imbalance, the government decided to build walls. Literal ones, legal ones, and invisible ones too. All to make sure power stayed exactly where they wanted it. And for a while, it worked. While the government was busy creating Apartheid Simulator 1950, people started pushing back. The ANC and other groups organised protests, strikes, and civil disobedience. But the state wasn't playing around. The Sharpeville Massacre, 1960. Police opened fire on peaceful protesters. The Soweto Uprising, 1976. Students said no to Afrikaans-only education. Police responded with bullets. The resistance had begun, and it would take decades, but the system had cracks. By the 1980s, apartheid was cracking. The world was watching. The economy was falling apart, and people were done being quiet. But it still took something big to break the system. A man named Mandela. And an election that changed everything. We'll get into that in part 2. The miracle nobody saw coming. If this opened your eyes, give it a like. If it made you mad, good. Subscribe for part 2, The Comeback Story.